Good evening, everyone. I hope the live is working. So, if anyone can confirm, or because until now it's the episode number 7 of this live stream, and I'm still struggling with the knowing if it's working or not. I hope all you are having a good weekend. Enjoyed the weekend. And today questions are there are 6 questions we are going to discuss. I will go through them really quickly while waiting for people to join. So the first question, we will talk about toners and affecting the pH of the skin. We will talk about the pH of the skin in general. The second question is about a shocking question, to be honest. It was about a serum that cost almost $650. I will talk about it. I've never tried it, of course, because it's super expensive. The third question would be about innovation in skincare. What's happening? What's going to happen? Is there a gap in skincare that needs to be filled? And the next question also is kind of related to the previous question, and it's all about the what skincare is lacking right now. Is there like a special part or special section in skincare that is lacking right now? And the question number 5 would be how to become a toxicologist, like the academic path, how to choose it. I will tell you my choices, what I took as courses to become a toxicologist. And the last question is about general topic, and I hope you guys liked it, but it was a good question. It's about the pros and cons of studying in Italy. Hey Lena, how are you? So yeah, so yeah, those are the question mainly. So I will wait like 1 minute. So then I will start the question. And of course, every time, as always, if you have any other question, please leave it in the live chat. I will discuss it and answer it after answering those questions that I received on Instagram. So we will wait like 30 seconds, and then I will. Hey Bidur, how are you? I will start answering the question. So I think the live chat is working now because I see some messages in here. Yeah. So let's start. So do toners actually help with the pH of the skin? Hey Sama, how are you? The short answer is no, because your skin pH is usually between, there's like different kind of resources that say, okay, it's around 5, which means it's more on the acidic part of the pH scale, and some other resources or like schools of dermatology says that okay, it's between 4 and 6, so it's ranging in this area, but in general it's more on the acidic part. And this acidity helped the skin to create an environment that is not favorable for pathogenic microorganism, which mean like germs that can be pathogenic to our skin or our health will not have a good time staying on our skin. So the pH is, like I said, acidic part. On the acidic part, it is self-maintained. So no matter how you try to change it, after few hours, it will go back to the original state of pH. For example, I have a pH of 5, for example, on my skin. I use something heavy, like a heavy detergent, like soap, for example, which sometimes can range from 8 to 9, 8.5. And I wash my face, the pH will go up to a more basic pH. But then after a few hours, a lot of studies showed that it will go back to normal. Some even studies did a comparative a comparison study, a comparison between two groups. One used soap, which is very basic, and the other used a mild acidic soap for 5 years, and they noticed that it does not affect the pH. It affects the barrier, like it can weaken the barrier with using a lot of heavy basic detergent, but the pH will go back to normal after a few hours. Your skin has the ability to do so. So toners are fun to use. They can provide a benefit for some people, like adding hydration, adding some actives that you don't have in your serum or creams, but they are definitely not necessary. So if your cream, for example, you're looking for a niacinamide, to add niacinamide to your skincare routine, you can do that with adding a toner that contains niacinamide, or if your cream has a niacinamide, you don't have to add a toner step. It will not give you the pH balancing. In the old days, like 10, 20 years ago, the facial cleansers were a lot heavier than right now, and they were more basic. So we needed a step to bring back the pH to an acidic level. So that's why it's still an old idea, but it was correct by back then, but now it's not. So uh, toners are not necessity, but if you are using it for adding hydration or wherever, adding an active, go for it. But it's as I always say, it's not a necessary step. So the next question was, which was so shocking to be honest, was a friend on Instagram asked that about an serum called Diamond Infusion Serum by the Natural Basis. I don't know if the name of the company is correct, but it was a $630 serum, and I was looking at, of course I've never used it, and I always say don't just look at the ingredient list to know like how the product will perform, because formulation is way more important, and trying the product is way more important than looking at the ingredient list. But of course I'm not buying a $600 serum, so I looked at the ingredient list to see what is a special thing about the serum that makes it ahead of its competitors, and it was just a basic serum. Like there is nothing super innovating, just a few patent complexes that there is no clinical data behind, just the manufacturer data, which you need to take with a grain of salt, because no one is going to say a bad thing about a product that he or she is selling. So that's just the fact. And it just contains niacinamide, also contains some peptide, contains some a patent compound that acts like retinol. I don't like this term a lot. Retinol is a retinol, retinoids are retinoids. I think working like a retinol can give a false hope to the consumer that it is like retinol, but it's gentler or safer or whatever. I don't like this term a lot, but definitely an interesting product. But I would not, in a million years, even if I was a billionaire, would buy a $630 serum. So even if it's erased the wrinkles in real life, I don't want to buy it. So the next question would be, what's our new innovation in skincare? Okay, so currently the skincare industry are focusing on giving more efficacy with less side effects in a way, and they can do that by a very simple idea: improving formulation. Like formulation now can break or make a product, and especially the delivery system of a certain product can help a lot with the efficacy. So in short, for an active ingredient, let's say vitamin C, to work, it needs to go deep into the skin, and our skin is an amazing barrier. It its only main goal is to keep things out and to keep things in, and that is the purpose of the skin, the main purpose, of course. And the innovation right now, I think it's more focused on advanced delivery system called. It's like another field in skincare that works on nanomaterial to deliver active ingredient like retinol, vitamin C, niacinamide, whatever, a peptide in a very efficient and with very high concentration inside of the living part of the skin under the stratum corneum. So this, I think, will be the main focus for the next few years. And of course, there is always studies and discoveries about skin and new ingredients that needs a lot of validation before reach the market. That's a part also of skincare that keep keep going. Like it will never stop. New ingredients will show up like every few years to make an impact. But I think the main focus in skincare right now would be more on delivering ingredients more efficiently and switching back to multifunctional products like a product that contain niacinamide, for example, salicylic acid, and the PHA, for example, because as you know, the ordinary made a huge impact with the single ingredient product like niacinamide serum, hyaluronic acid serum, panthenol serum, or whatever. And I think people are getting tired of this, so they are switching back to multifunctional product. And I think it's a good idea as well because people are getting lazier, me especially. So using a tons of product is not it's not it for me, to be honest. So the next question would be, what is skincare lacking, or just the industry of skincare when it comes to cosmetic and drugs? So chronic diseases in skincare, in skin, sorry, are still not curable. For example, like eczema, psoriasis, chronic state of dermatitis. All of those diseases are not curable, but treatable, which means we can control the symptoms, we can control the pathology of the disease and keep it under control. Hello, Sarah. How are you? Yeah, so we keep it under control, but curing those kind of diseases is still, we are lacking, to be honest. Like people suffering from eczema, it's most of the time it's a lifelong disease of the skin. Psoriasis as well. It cause a lot of quality of life issue for the patient. So I think when it comes to skin, when it comes to pharmaceuticals and cosmetics, this part is still lacking. We came along compared to the past when it comes to treating those diseases and skin issues, but curing them is way we are still lacking in a way in this part specifically. And I think his skincare also lacking when it comes to personalized treatment for the skin. I know there is some companies that do like an online surveys and give you a specialized formula for your skin, but a more like all the pharmaceutical and the drug industry are shifting toward personalized treatment and cures. For example, treating cancer are now more focused on treating cancer for a specific individual. We do a full scan and understand how this cancer is unique than other, because as we all know, skin and human body in general is unique to each one of us. What makes me happy and comfortable and treat my issue can cause you a problem. So that is the main issue. We are kind of creating products that one size fits all. And I think in the future it will be more personalized, even when it comes to excipients and the active ingredients. So the next question would be how to become a toxicologist. Okay, so there is multiple ways to become a toxicologist. You can start with your bachelor. Some countries have a specific bachelor degree in toxicology, but it's rare, to be honest. I think I've seen one in Sweden, one in the US, and one in the UK. I'm not very sure, but I've read something like this. But you can start with a bachelor in chemistry, pharmacy, pharmaceutical science, or anything related to chemistry. Then in your master degree, there's a lot of master degrees program that maybe specialized specifically in toxicology, specified in other things, and toxicology as well. For me, my program is called Safety Assessment of Xenobiotic and Biotechnological Products slash Toxicology. This program prepare you to be a safety assessor, so you need to understand toxicology, you need to understand statistics, you need to understand, of course, chemistry, biochemistry, all of those things, protein building, etc. You need to understand a lot of things, plus regulation of the country to know if this product can make it to the market or not. So basically, you can get to become a toxicologist in different ways. So your first way is take a bachelor in toxicology. Then maybe you can take a master as well in a specific field in toxicology, or you can start with a different kind of chemistry bachelor, like chemistry, like I said, organic chemistry, biochemistry, pharmacy, pharmaceutical science, and then in the master you can choose a master in toxicology, master in safety assessment. Any of those can give you the rights to become a toxicologist and work in your professional life as a toxicologist, safety assessor, or regulator, or whatever. So those are the ways you can become a toxicologist, but it's an interesting field because in toxicology, they teach you about the dose, the effect, the exposure, and the hazard and risk, and what's the difference between those. Plus, when you go through, for example, pharmacy school, it will give you this basis, but more towards drugs in a way. So when you start your master degree, for example, in toxicology, you will have a very, very, very good base to have a good start in the master degree of toxicology, for example, because you will understand pharmacodynamic, pharmacokinetic, and in your master you will study toxikinetic, toxidynamic. So you will have a very solid base to be more specialized in toxicology. So if you want to have a very comprehensive path, I would suggest going with a bachelor in chemistry in general, especially pharmacy school. If you can do it, go for it. Then in a master degree, you can specialize in toxicology. And the last question would be, which was an interesting question, is the pros and cons in studying in Italy. So I've been in Italy, let me check the time. In 2 days, I will be in Italy for a year, full year. So the studying here is nice. The country is very beautiful. It's very kind of welcoming in a way, but the pros are, like I said, beautiful country, amazing food, very passionate people, and it's something that you will get used. And the weather is kind of nice, but I live in Milan right now, so the real Italian weather is not perfect here, but it's more in the central of Italy and the south, so it will be a more Mediterranean weather. And yeah, so typically, like I said, the education system is good, the universities are good, but the cons, I would say, is that you need to learn the language. You need to have basic, because I'm struggling. I know I can speak a decent English, but even in Milan, which is the most international city in Italy, the English will not get you so far. So if you decide to come to study here in Italy, please prepare yourself to learn the language as soon as possible. Even better, if you can learn it before coming here, it would be the best decision you make. The next con would be that things here to happen, for example, if you want to get a document or whatever, things here takes time, like a lot of time. So get prepared to wait for days, weeks, and even months to get your, for example, your resident permit, you get your tax code. Anything related to like bureaucracy will take time. And the third cons, I think most of the international students that live here or have to deal with, is the Italian poste, which is the like the post office of Italy. You can all your documentation will go through them, and let's say it's an interesting experience. Let's say it in this way, because most of the people that work there are like on the older side of when it comes to age, and English is not on their priority. So you have to struggle a lot. Like I said, things takes time. You have to wait in line for a long time, and those are mostly the cons, because people, for example, in different countries that have a simpler life, coming here, it will be a lot to intake. So get prepared for those things. And other than that, I think you will enjoy it here, because, like I said, very good quality education system. The Italian universities are among the top in the world, and especially if you're interested in art, theater, music, acting, fashion designing, here is the center for those kind of courses. So definitely would recommend it, but keep in mind those cons that I mentioned. And yeah, those are the question for today. So guys, if you have any question, please leave it in the live chat. I will be more than happy to answer your question. Other than that, I will stop the live stream, and we'll see you in the next week. So please let me know if you have any question. I will wait for a few minutes, and then I will be off. Welcome, Sarah. I hope you found those information useful, and if you have any question, of course, please leave it in the live chat. And I just want to say something, that videos on YouTube will be back soon, but I've been busy a little bit with university, preparing for exam. This semester was pretty heavy when it comes to subjects, so I'm hoping maybe in December I can put up a video, hopefully, about the long-awaited buttocks in a bottle video, testing it for 30 days. So please bear with me. Life of international master student is not easy, to be honest. So yeah, so if there is no question, I think I will turn the live stream off. It was very interesting question, so thank you guys from Instagram for sending those questions. And I always enjoy this kind of discussion and talking about this kind of subject. So again, please be safe, wear your mask, and get vaccinated. Things are not very optimistic, let's say, when it comes to COVID. So please be safe, get your vaccinated, and protect yourself and the people around you. And see you next week. Bye.